Haven podcast. This is your host, TR, and today we're joined by the glorious Apex God. What's good, homie?
What's up? How you doing, bro?
I'm doing good.
Good to be here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's good to have you here. We're just going to be chopping it up today, chatting, and seeing how it goes. So, where'd you grow up?
Born and raised Missoula, man.
Missoula.
Been here my whole life.
That's crazy. That's crazy. That's dope.
Yeah. Pretty wild, honestly. I mean, I'm sure eventually I'll probably get out of here, but right now just enjoying the vibes.
Yeah. Do you like love it here? Do you want to like...
It's like a love-hate thing.
For sure.
I mean, like, I definitely love it here. I know a lot of great people here.
Yeah.
I got, like, things and places I love to go.
Mm.
But it's also, like, you know, I've been here for so long that it's, like, it can be stagnant a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. Like something I'd say is, like, moving away from even, like, my own hometown. It was just, like, it got me out of the vibe,
right?
You know, it like got me like uncomfortable a little bit to like get away from what I knew. And like when I first got here, I'm like driving around, like checking out different streets at night and stuff, and I'm just like, this is just a different place.
Yeah, like a little mindset shift.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, totally. And it's it's unfamiliar and shit, but it's like it's good for you, you know, to like every once in a while like get out of the space a little bit, like vacations, all that sort of
it's
shit.
definitely good to get out of your comfort zone, you know.
Yeah, that's dope, dude. What did you like do when you were younger? You know, like what were you into? What did you like listen to?
Yeah, I mean, as a kid, it was mostly like video games.
What are the top games?
When I was a kid, you know, like Bully, that was like, I probably spent like 200, 300 hours on Bully. I loved that game.
What's Bully?
Bully is like, it's made by Rockstar. It's kind of like Grand Theft Auto, but it's like you're in this boarding school and you have to like you become friends with this dude in the beginning. And then he like betrays you because he wants to be king of the school. Yo. So you have to like fight through all the factions. Like you have to beat up all the preps, and you have to beat up the nerds and the jocks and the greasers. The shit's like, it's dope.
That's dope, dude.
I know my dad used to hate it because he was like, he would always tell me like, this is worse than Grand Theft Auto, because like he could see me like going to school and fighting kids. He didn't really think I would be rolling around doing drive-bys and shit. So he's like, my dad hated that game, but.
Bro, that's how it is. Like all the fun games that we find like when we're younger, our parents are like, you're not playing that. Like you can't play that game.
I know. I used to like, I like rented it from Hastings probably like 10, 15 times. Hastings. And then my mom's like, let's just buy the game. Like, come on.
Let's make a financial investment right now. We're getting it.
It's like, we're not coming back every week just to get the same game. No.
Return it and then get the next copy.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's dope. So video games, you know, playing games. What else were you into?
Some like, you know, I used to love like Naruto and like some of the anime, like Dragon Ball Z. Like,
yeah.
And then, you know, I didn't play a lot of sports as a kid. I kind of just like play with my friends. Mm-hmm. And then, you know, and mostly that. Hip hop, obviously, that was a big one for me too. Just diving in on YouTube, going through all the stuff.
Who did you like listen to a lot of, like in the early YouTube days of discovering, like, cause it was just like you find one song and then you listen to it and you're like, this is dope. And then you click on another one and that one's got like a feature and you're like, yo, this guy's dope. And then it takes you on like this rabbit trail of like these different artists.
Yeah, straight up. Yeah, like, I mean, like Eminem, 50 Cent, like The Game, Obi Trice. I was a big Obi Trice fan.
Okay.
And then, I mean, like Big L and like, you know, Outkast. I was a huge Outkast fan for a long time. Yeah.
Okay, that's dope.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, definitely as, like, I was younger, it was more like the Eminem and, like, Dr. Dre. And then I kind of, like, moved more to, like, the New York stuff, like the Big L and, I mean, like, Biggie.
Oh, yeah.
And then I kind of just, I mean, and then I, probably middle school, early high school, I really got into Outkast because it's just something like different, you know?
Yeah, yeah,
It's
that
just like,
Southside shit. Yeah,
yeah. And just, yeah, like a lot more, I mean, just like a blend of different styles as opposed to just like bars. Like, I mean, they do it all.
yeah.
Outkast, you know?
Bro, yeah, yeah. I mean, production, I
Yeah.
mean, and just yesterday I was like sitting with Coulter and we were just like looking through different like groups of artists and shit and seeing like the Dungeon Family, you know,
yeah.
and like all the dudes that were in Dungeon Family and like just like, you know, all these crazy artists that are like very well known, but they're like they all kind of started out like in this basement, you know,
Yeah,
just all
straight
doing
up.
it together and shit. So I thought that was kind of cool, like big old posse cut, you know, like rap groups and stuff.
For
Yeah.
real. Yeah, like D12. I used to love D12.
Yeah, dude, D12. Yep. And they like it was weird cuz I mean, for us, we didn't really like get to like grow up when they were
Right.
in a group and then they
Yeah.
like broke apart into like smaller groups or like singular artists and stuff.
Yeah, and that's like one thing I would always just love to like. I just loved like hip hop history because it'd be like, oh, like these guys have so many like songs, they have a few albums together, and now it's like they don't even work together anymore. And so it's like, how did that come upon? Like, how'd that happen? And then like,
Exactly.
you know, you just like learn everyone's story, and you know, you learn that like Proof got shot in the club from D12, and it's just like, you know, it's just crazy.
It is. It's like yeah, it's a wild thing seeing like how those little things like shaped the rest of like people's careers even. Like they could have D12 could have stayed together forever, you
Yeah.
know, and
I
like
mean,
just
seriously.
kept doing their own thing and then like you just see these little things happen and life happens and then people just kind of like do their own thing after
Yeah.
a while. But
Yeah.
it is the hip hop history part is crazy for sure. And it's like it's a part of like real history too, you know, which is dope.
But yeah, like, I mean, I would even do like projects in school on like hip hop. Like I did, we had to do like biographies. I did like Tupac. And my teacher actually was a huge Tupac fan. So he's like, oh, are you sure you're going to do Tupac? Because I
Dude.
know a lot about Tupac. And I was like, all right, well, you can judge me then. And then like in my geography class, it was like this weird assignment where it's kind of just like you had to do anything relating to geography.
Okay.
And so I did the East versus West like hip hop feud, you know?
Dude,
And like
that's
my
a
teacher
crazy-
loved it.
That's
My
a
teacher loved
crazy
it.
topic, bro.
I know, it was dope. I had a lot of fun doing that one. It's
Yeah.
just like, I mean, it really applies to like everything, you know?
Yeah. And that like formulation of like, there's people starting out doing it over here, and then they hear about it over there, and then people are traveling around, and then it's like, and then it just spreads like throughout, you know, down to the South, down, not like as much Midwest until like a little later, but
Right.
like those key points. That's crazy. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's dope, dude. Damn. When did you like figure out that you like wanted to do rap? Like, were you like writing early on, or were you just like, these guys are dope, I really love like the music and stuff? Or
Yeah, like I mean, most of my life, I kind of figured I wouldn't ever really make rap music, just because it's like, I don't know, I'm just like this white kid from Montana, so it's
Totally.
almost just like I can't.
right, it's
And-
hands off.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like, but like I would like kind of randomly like write some stuff here and there, and then
Do you remember how old you were when you wrote your first like rap?
probably 12 or something.
Fire.
Yeah. And then like in high school, I'd like just write like little 4-bar things, and then still never really planned on doing anything with it. And then graduated high school, started doing school at Purdue online,
Okay.
and I made it through like a semester
Yeah.
and just like failing, didn't have any money anymore.
Yeah.
The dean made me like write a letter of like, why am I failing? And like to get back in. And so like I go through all that, I write this like long, like deep letter, and like my mental health was pretty low at the time because it's just like my accounts were like wiped out.
Yeah,
I just
dude.
like was not doing well.
Yeah.
And so I like just delve into this letter, and they're like, all right, we'll let you back in. And then like a week later, I get hit another $4,000 bill for the next semester. And I was just like, I got to do something I really like love.
Yeah.
And so I just decided to start rapping.
That's crazy. That's crazy, dude. That's dope, though.
Yeah, it was wild. It was a wild time.
Yeah. Yeah. It's wild how like those things happen. Like you just make that decision of like, I'm doing this other thing because I don't know, like college shit. It's kind of like you feel like you have to do it, you know?
Exactly. It was kind of just like, cause like my oldest brother is a physician assistant, so he was in school for like 8 years.
Yeah.
My other brother, he went to like diesel tech school, which is only like 2 years, but I mean, he's still like doing something. And so I just kind of was like, I mean, I got to do something.
Yeah.
And I actually I went to be a sports psychologist. Because
Okay.
I just like, I've always really like been interested in like mindset and just like, you know, I want to be able to like help someone get to that mindset where they can succeed in sports, you know, like
Yeah.
Michael Jordan had a sports psychologist, all that. So, and like, I was like terrible in high school at basketball. I was terrible. So it's like, I'm not going to play basketball.
For
So
sure.
I like,
But you had a love for it though.
yeah,
Still.
like,
yeah.
I started in like 15. I started really, maybe like 14. I started really loving basketball. So
Yeah.
it was like a little late to like get into it.
I don't think so. I think a lot of people like they get into that kind of stuff around that age, or even if it's just like shooting hoops with like the homies.
Yeah,
early
that was
on,
like,
you know?
yeah, that was my main thing, was just like playing like a little 2-on-2, 3-on-3 with my friends.
Yeah.
But like I never really like had the confidence to ever like go try out for a team.
Yeah.
And like I had played like football. I played like, I mean, I did some like boxing and stuff, but like
That's dope. That's
Yeah.
dope. I didn't know that. That's cool.
yeah, I was mostly like, I didn't do too many like real sparring things, but mostly just like working out, training.
Yeah.
Because my cousin does that too. It was like this gym, they did boxing, kickboxing, judo, and jujitsu. So you're kind of like, yeah, it's kind of like a little MMA gym, but it was fun. It was a good time.
Yeah.
And, you know, then I just kind of, and like that's the nice thing about like basketball to me, is it's kind of like, it's a team sport and it's also like an individual sport where like, I don't know, because like in football, you can kind of just hide.
Yeah.
And I just, and I did just,
For sure,
like,
dude. There's 11 other dudes out there.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
or 10 other dudes out there.
yeah, and I'm just on the D line, so it's like they don't really expect me to go get a sack. It's just like if I do, it's great.
Yeah.
And it's like I could push the offensive lineman around, but I just never really like didn't really ever care about football that much. So
Yeah.
I was kind of just running around out there.
For sure. You didn't like love it. You know?
Yeah,
It wasn't
exactly.
like one of those things where you were like waking up every day and being like, I can't wait to go like
Yeah, it's not something I'm
Smack
gonna
the
like be like
quarterback.
diving into the film and be like, oh, like what do I need to do? Whereas
Yeah.
like basketball, I love learning about basketball. So it's like
Yeah.
that's the one. That's what I was really interested in. It's just sports psychology, trying to help people be good at basketball.
Yeah.
But psychology is a big degree to get.
It is, bro. It's a lot of work. It's
Yeah.
a whole lot of work. And that's crazy how it's like kind of translated to what like where you're at like now, like with like being motivational. You know, and
like
doing
still,
a lot of
in that
motivational
like
content.
mindset thing. Like, I mean, mindset's just like, it's really like it to me, I guess, where it's like, I don't know, someone with like all these skills can go nowhere if they have no mindset, and then someone that's not very good can like be pretty decent just if they're confident and have a good mindset about it. So
Totally. 100%. Yeah. It's like, it's all about how you like perceive what is happening like around you, to you, like what you're going to do that day. Like if you're going to go and get it, or if you're just going to like be okay with, you know, hitting it every once in a while, you know,
yeah,
like
just
right-
waiting for the motivation to come.
Right. Cause I read this quote and it was kind of like, I can't like quote it, but it was like motivation isn't like always going to be there, you
Exactly.
know? And so like you got to build like this consistency and this dedication, which I think is like a greater use of the word, like when we're like we might not feel inspired, but like if we're consistent with what we do, like it keeps us going, you know, and it like keeps us moving through. And so like I think that translates a lot to like what we're doing, you know, like what you do in like rap and stuff, where it's like you have the pen and pad every day, you know, writing bars, even if it's not like whole ass songs.
Yeah, even if it's not something I'll like use, just
yeah.
I mean, just using that muscle, just training that muscle every day.
Yep, exactly. It's like working out, you know,
Exactly.
like you work out every day, and I know you do. So it's like you work out every day, you build the muscles, you get more in shape, you know, you change those little things and you work on those little things.
Yeah,
and,
you learn more nuances and all that. Yeah.
Yeah, it translates for sure. The next thing I was gonna ask is like, so when you decided that you wanted to do it, how did you come up with your name? Like, did you have a prior name to Apex God, or was it like, has it always been Apex God?
It's always been Apex God.
Fire.
So in high school, I was friends with Tommy. You know Tommy.
Yes, sir.
Lennon.
Shout out Tommy.
Shout out Tommy. And a couple other guys, M. Corn and Yep. And they were rapping in high school, and I was like, damn, that's like dope. And like, I mean, I would always just go smoke weed with them. But, like,
for sure.
Sometimes they'd have like the mic out, they'd be like working on something, and I was just like, damn, this is really sick. And then like fast forward to when I actually started making music, I was just kind of like pulling up YouTube beats and then like pulling out my phone, recording myself like freestyling mostly.
Yep.
And then Tommy and Corn, they just like stumbled across it one day because I was just like kind of just throwing it out into the void.
Yeah.
And they're just like, yo, you're rapping now, bro? Like,
what?
you didn't tell us you're going to rap?
That's
and I was
crazy.
Like, yeah. Because we kind of like, we hadn't hung out in like a year or two. Like, we kind of drifted apart. And then they're like, damn, bro, you have to come to the studio sometime. Like, and so, like, Tommy started like the Stay Ugly thing.
Okay.
And I was like, I mean, every rap group has a God in it. Like Wu-Tang's got You God. And so I was going to be Ugly God, but it was like the same time that Ugly God would just like got on the freshman list. So I was just like, Apex God, because I'm going to be the top. I'm going to be the top God. So that's dope. Pretty much where that came from. Like,
that's dope. Yeah.
And also, my name's Alex. My last name starts with a P, so it's kind of like a play on that. So.
Yeah. No, dude, that's dope. Did you see like the group as like the group, you know, like staying together, like you were a part of a group, or did you feel more like a solo like artist in that?
Yeah, our thing was kind of like we wanted to be a group, and then we also wanted to be like really strong solo artists. And I mean, like at that time we had like 6 or 7 people that were involved with it.
Who else was doing it?
It was me, Tommy, Curtis, Sisumaka.
Shout out. And
then M. Corn, this guy Ugly Duckling.
Okay.
Who doesn't really rap as much now.
For sure.
Slump Dog.
Slump, okay.
Yeah, he moved down to Arizona. And then like a couple other people that were just would kind of like be around, and then like they would just be on like some stuff. Like the first Stay Ugly album is pretty much just like our like that. I mean that like 6-7 people's like brainchild thing. Yeah. And then like after that, it was kind of just me, Curtis, and Tommy. And then Curtis ended up moving, so now it's just Tommy and I. You know.
True. That's dope. Dope. Yeah. No, I mean, and that's how it goes. You know, like we're all like figuring life out and stuff, and like figuring out what we want to do, and like sometimes it just like that's the way it happens. You know?
And it was also just like I don't know, it's hard to be part of a group. Like it's tough, and I mean some people just they're not really that like into it, and it's like I don't know, because like where I saw it, it's like I'm still gonna do my solo stuff no matter what, and then like just kind of adding on doing the group stuff, it just like gives us more of a chance, like gives us just more songs out there and more things for people to latch on to.
So speaking of challenges, I guess, like what are like some challenges that you found being a white dude in Montana making rap music? You know?
I mean, like it honestly, I think it's kind of like almost been a blessing because like people will underestimate me really, and then like
100%.
they always like they'll hear it and then they're like, oh, like you're like you actually like rap,
Yeah.
and I'm like, yeah, like I actually like I put a lot of time into
Yes.
this, like
Yes. It's not just a hobby that I like to do on the weekends.
Yeah, exactly. It's like
you know.
And so it's like I don't know. It's been like helpful in some regards, and then like there's like I was talking to this like guy in the industry, this rapper, and we were kind of gonna like do a couple songs. I was gonna go on tour with him and like all this and that.
Dang.
Yeah, and then like he kind of just ran off with my money. So it's
Damn.
just, yeah, like that's also just that's been like the main challenges is just like finding how I can market myself and like I don't know, because it's like I kind of dived really deep into that, and that was like around the same time I was starting like It's a Zoo, and that was like
Okay.
kind of I mean that was kind of him like helping me out because he was just like he's like, yeah, like you need to figure out like what people like why people come to your music. Like for him it was like his voice. A lot of people liked his voice. And he's like, yeah, you need to just like really like build your brand and like identify who you want to go after as fans.
Yep.
And then like just like collaboration and like all that. And so it's kind of like I don't know, it was almost like I had like a mentor, and then like he kind of fucked me over. So it was just kind of like yeah, it was kind of crazy. And like it was wild because like I'd worked with him before in the past. We got a song together, and then I hit him up for my Diary of an Ugly Kid album. I was gonna have him on a song,
which is a great album. Have it on CD.
Appreciate that. And so I was gonna get a feature for him on that, and then he would kind of just be like, also like, because I know I can tell that you're serious. Like, do you want to do this song with like he wanted to put me on a JID song. He wanted to put me on Benny the Butcher song, and I was just like, I mean, yeah, definitely, I want to do that. And it's just kind of, I don't know, just never really like worked out. But
Yeah. Damn.
Yeah, it was a bummer, but
that's how it goes.
It's just like, I mean, it's investing yourself's a risk, so it's like
it is.
Yeah,
it is. Yeah, and having like the high shot too, because like speaking of like going for like larger artists, working, investing, like with the whole like Chewy thing.
Yeah,
bro, we got to talk about that
because
like I've been listening to Chewy since like I think the first song I heard was Time by Chewy. I was like laying up in my room. I was blazed out of my mind. The homie was there. We were just vibing out, and I just hear this song, and I'm like, who is this guy? Like, who the hell is this guy?
Right.
So I was like, start deep diving, fall in love with this artist, Chewy, from Sacramento, California, and I've just been like listening to him ever since. Gone through tons of changes with his own music, like doing lots of different styles and stuff. But like, I'm just sitting there one day, I'm living at Mello's spot, chilling, and then I just get this email that's like, yo, I have this feature with Chewy. Do you want to hop on it? And I was like, no fucking way, dude. This is actually crazy. And it blew my mind. And like just through like your, I don't know, through your like path, it happened. And and that's like that was like a huge mile marker for me. Cause like, even when I started, I wanted to get like a Chewy feature. So I hit him up on Twitter and I was like, yo, how much do you do features for? And he was like, throw me a G. And I was like, damn, I don't have a G right now. I'm like 19 years old. Like I don't have that money. And so I just like threw it in the back burner and didn't really even think about it. And then like I just get this random email one day that's like, yo, you trying to hop on this track with Chewy? And I was like, how did that like happen?
I think he actually like made a post on Instagram that was kind of like, I don't know, he's just like, hey, I'm doing like beats, I'm doing graphic art, I'm doing features.
Sweet.
Like hit me up. So I was like, all right, shit. And so I like hit him up. We got like the song going, and then it still had an open verse. So I was like, all right, let me go see who I know that's following Chewy, so
Yeah.
I can like give it to someone that like actually knows who this is.
Yeah.
And then like, I mean, I saw you were following him, so I was
That's
like, oh, that would be like the
crazy.
perfect vibe. Like, I just felt like it
Yo.
was like the right fit, the right choice.
Yeah.
Like, it just fits together so well. So I was like, gotta.
Dude, that's wild. That's crazy. And it's a great song too.
Yeah, it
I
is.
was like, I was stressing the whole time. Like once I got it, I immediately started writing. And when I heard it, and I was like, this is crazy. I'm gonna be on a fucking Chewy song with
Yeah,
like
straight up.
this dude, you know? and
I know.
then it just like and then it it took
I
me
mean, your verse is like the best part of the song almost.
No,
So it's like, I mean,
I
low key.
appreciate it, dog.
I like, cause like, and I had like a different hook on it before.
Uh-huh.
And I was just like, dang, I feel like this song could be better. And so I redid the hook and I was like, okay, that feels a lot more right. Yeah. Like,
Comma. Yeah.
it just fit the vibe a little better. So I was like, all right, perfect.
Yeah, dude. I loved it. Like the whole process, like it sparked like this fire in me that was like, bro, you have this opportunity to like go hard, you know? And that
Yeah.
was like my biggest inspiration with that track was like tapping back into like, yo, this is something that like you've dreamt about for years, you know? And then like having
Yeah.
it just be like given to you on a silver platter and is like, here you go, bro. Like throw down a verse. I was like, dude,
Yeah.
this is crazy.
Yeah. Well, and that's like, I don't know. Like, I do think that like everything happens for a reason. So it's like,
Yeah.
it does suck that I got scammed and fucked over. But it's
Sure.
like, it kind of just like gave me a new like outlook where it's like, I don't know, you can kind of like, you get to choose who you want to be and you get to choose like how you treat other people.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know if I'll ever like be big or anything, but it's like, I just want to do things the right way, I guess. And so it's like, like, and it's almost like motivation. Cause it's like, I want to get like big just so I can be like, hey, fuck you, I did it without you kind of thing.
Totally.
But it's also like, I don't want to get bogged down in like doing it for the wrong reasons either. It's just
Sure.
kind of like balancing those motivations where it's like, okay, like I want to be the best version of myself.
Yeah.
I want to see like what it looks like if I like fulfill my potential. And like, no matter where that like finish line is, like, I just want to see what it looks like. And then, like, I also want to say, hey, fuck you.
Facts, bro. Well, and that's the crazy part is like kind of looping back a little bit. Like, I don't think people realize how much like genuine artists really go through mentally to create like what we create, you know?
Yeah.
Cause like a lot of the time people are like, oh, this dude just wants some like validation for like, from a specific group of people, or he wants to like make all this money, or like,
Sure.
and it's like, it's kind of, I find it very annoying when people are like, they think that you're doing it for this reason, and you
Right.
like, you don't even have to honestly tell them, like
Yeah,
you don't
exactly.
even like, there is no right way to do it, quote unquote, like there is no like right way, you have to do it this way and this way, like there's no rubric. But like I think genuine artists who just like really love rapping and doing like what we do, it's not even something we'd like have to really like think about. But
Yeah.
like there is a process of like, okay, I'm not doing it for this reason, but that's like the mindset you have to wake up every day. Because going those other routes, it's easy. I want to be popular. I want people in my DMs, I want women in my DM, all that
Right,
kind of, yeah,
exactly.
it's really like, there are a lot of like avenues that have been shown to us from like a lot of the early rap that's like, yeah, we have all this money, yeah, we're fucking gangsters, like, and at the end of the day, like where rap is now, it's like TikTok shit,
Right.
people are like, oh yeah, like this 30-second clip is gonna blow me up,
Yeah,
and shit,
exactly.
and they're like chasing the trends and like what's popular, and you lose a lot of that like genuine like authenticity in the music. So
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
I feel like that's something I've really appreciated, like listening to your stuff, is I don't find that like trendy ride,
Right.
there is no like, I'm gonna hop on this this type of beat because this is popping right now. It's
Right.
like you're just making what you want to make and what you like because that's like what you love to do.
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, like sometimes it'll be, you know, like, I mean, if I'm feeling down or like I just like need to like get something out, then it's mostly just like a diary thing for me where it's like I can just like release all these inner thoughts. And then like, I mean, sometimes I just want to have fun. Like, and like sometimes like, and I mean, that's what like bipolar demand is. Like, I was just listening to a lot of like gym type like hype stuff. And I was like, I mean, that would be fun to try out because it's not really something I usually do. Like,
Yeah.
I'm usually more introspective and stuff, or like even just like jazzier, like more old school. So it's like, I don't know, I just like to be able to try different things, and it's like there's no reason I can't. Like, there's
Exactly.
like I might as well do whatever I want to.
Yeah, there's nothing holding you back. There's not like a specific like technical sound you have to like necessarily achieve.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you don't have, there's not like that necessary group of people that are following you.
Yeah,
that are
exactly.
Like, yo,
That is,
I
like-
only like this sound from you, and like they're very like demanding. They're like, oh, I only want to hear you on pop beats. You
Yeah,
know,
straight up. Yeah, exactly. And that is like, that's the nice thing about being a small artist is like you do just get to experiment, and like maybe something you try will like blow up, and you might get stuck in that box. But I mean, I ain't stuck in any box right now.
Exactly. We're free birds.
Exactly.
Just rolling. No, that's what it is, and that's the dope part about like being where we're at right now, and being where you're at is like in this scene specifically as it's still growing and evolving and like becoming a more healthy creative space.
So, exactly.
There's not like all this beef happening, and like, there might be, but I'm not a part of it.
Right,
You know,
it's
I
not
don't.
really- doesn't-
It's not something I want to be involved in
Exactly.
or think about. So it's like,
Yeah, and it's like, I don't know, even those like even when I do take inspiration from something, because like, I mean, by You Could Amanda, I was like, dang, does this sound like too much like the stuff I'm deriving inspiration from? And then like people will be like, oh, this is like nothing I've ever heard before.
Right.
And it's like, all right, well, I guess it don't sound that similar then.
because it's you.
Exactly, because it's, like, I can't sound like someone else. I always got to sound like me. So
Exactly. Yeah, and why would you want to?
Exactly.
Like something my mom would always say is like, why would you want to be? Everyone else is so busy trying to be everyone else instead of like themselves. So
Right.
like, why wouldn't you want to be like yourself? What's wrong with being you?
exactly.
There really isn't anything wrong with it.
Yeah, it's just like also just a process to like get to know yourself, because it's like, I mean, there's a lot of outside influence at all times, especially with like social media and everything. So it's like, I don't know, you really need to like get down and just figure out like what does drive you, like what, like who do you want to be?
Yeah.
Because you really can be whoever you want to be. It's just making that choice.
Exactly. That's for sure, man. That's for sure. That's dope. I like that. Hell yeah. So like we talked about obstacles. We talked about kind of like overcoming those obstacles by like figuring out who you want to be, you
Right.
know, like who you are, is like an important process. And who do you think that you are now, like mentally, like where are you at with like music, like what's kind of like the schedule for you on a daily basis or like a weekly basis when it comes to like creativity and music?
Yeah. Yeah, like I think right now I'm mostly just like in a place of like growth, really. Just like seeing, I don't know, just seeing what level of knowledge I can get to, what level, and like, I mean, in all aspects of my life too, just like, I mean, even with my health, like just trying to be the healthiest version of me and like the most creative version of me. Cause it's like, I don't want to be like my most creative right now. Like I would rather be more creative, more healthy at like 35 than I am right now at 25, like I don't want it to be a downward slope from here. I just want to keep putting the work in and just seeing where it takes me instead of just like, and it's like I still have like goals and places I want to get to, but just trying not to focus as much on that and focus on what the path to those goals would be.
Yeah.
And so it's like, and like even like health wise, like I'm trying to dunk, but it's like I'm not like beating myself over it every day that like, oh, my vertical hasn't changed or like whatever. It's just like I'm just gonna keep like being healthy, just trying to be the healthiest I can,
Yeah.
and just see where it takes me. And it's like it's already taken me so far.
Yeah.
So it's just exciting to see what the future can hold. And it's just more just like living in that excitement of what the future can hold and like what I get to do in the present now, as opposed to just like beating myself up that I'm not there yet.
Exactly.
Which has been a big problem of mine, like my whole rapping career. Because it's like, why am I not like, why can I not live off music yet? Why can I not, why am I not the biggest rapper ever yet? But it's like, because that's not really realistic.
Yeah.
And it's just
Yeah.
like being yourself, and just, that's just my only goal, I guess, is just to be myself and being the best version of myself.
Yeah, totally. No, that's it, man. Like,
Yeah.
the crazy part is that like we do beat ourselves up, but that's like the drive that pushes us to like grind,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
to be better and to like really work at it and be like, something I saw was like the current decisions that we're making now are like the cost of the decisions we make now like are going to shape like our future.
Exactly.
You know, and so like mentally getting in that mindset of like what you do now will impact your future. So like if
Yeah.
you're, as you are working out, you're ripping the pen and pad, you know, you're being creative, you're making content. When you're 30, 35, it's going to be no sweat.
Yeah,
you know, it's
exactly.
going to be something that you've just like curated and make like consistently done for so long that it's really like, boom, there it is.
Yeah, exactly. And like that's one thing I also just think about a lot is it's like, I mean, I've heard, I don't even know who, just like a ton of people at this point talk about it, where it's like, it's not, I mean, once you reach the destination, you're probably not going to feel how you thought you would feel.
Yeah.
And it's like really like what it is it is the journey. And like that is what is the fun part. That is the dream, is just living that journey every day.
Yeah.
And like I think it was like a cornerback or a wide receiver that just won the Super Bowl. I can't remember his name right now, but whatever.
No, it's good. It's good.
And like he was just saying that like, I don't know, he always heard about how you should feel and how you're gonna feel when you like win the Super Bowl. And like he didn't really care about any of that. It's just like what he cares about is being on the field. And like, I mean, he just got to be on the field the most this year. Like he got to be playing the most games. So it's like that was what was great about it, is that he got to just keep getting out there and keep doing great things and keep succeeding. But it's not like, I don't know, like he wouldn't trade all those games just for the Super Bowl ring. Like he doesn't want to ride the bench and get a ring. Like he wants to be on the field. And whether he wins or lose, at least he was out there trying to be his best
Exactly.
self. So
Every single time you like step on to the mic or like the field or whatever, or every day you wake up, it's like, what are we doing today?
Right.
You know, and like we want to be the best that we can be. We want to push ourselves, and like it's an important thing, you know, to like have that mindset and that like that headspace to be in. That you're like, this is where we want to be at, and it's weird too, because it's like you might, as you said, you might not feel the way that you thought you'd feel after you start succeeding and being successful and stuff. But it's like we all have our own, you know, mindset about how we want to feel, and it's finding the beauty in like the process.
Yeah,
the
exactly.
journey.
And it's just, I know, because I mean, like you can die anytime, you can go anytime. So it's like
You never know.
right. It's like I might never reach those goals. I might die tomorrow. You know, it's just like not something I can control. So it's like at least I know that for however long, like a year and a half, I have been doing just what I can every day to just try and be who I want to be. And so it's like that's really all you can take satisfaction in. Sometimes is it's just, I don't know, this is what I've done, this is what I can do, and like nothing's gonna take that from me. And it's because like things can take your future from you. You know, it just
Bad
you just never know.
decisions.
Yeah.
You know, a crazy thing that just happens. You know, like stuff that can just alter that end goal. But like that's something I think about too. Is like, if something does happen, how would I want like, did I live to my full potential that
Exactly.
day? You know, like, what did I say to somebody, or like what were my last words?
Yeah.
You know, and like stuff like that. It's like it puts it into perspective of like,
Yeah.
you choose every single day. Like you have a
Exactly.
choice, and remembering that you have like a choice.
Yeah.
And as much as like life can beat us down, you know, and like all these different things that can like make us feel like complete shit,
Yeah.
like all the time, you know, like we have a choice to like how we react. That's like a big thing from like Nipsey that I really love is like, we control how we react to what happens around us, you know,
Yeah, exactly.
every single day. Like we might not be able to control everything that happens in the world or like around us, but like what we need to focus on what we can control, which is like how we live our lives, what we say to people, what we do every day. And that'll like,
Yeah.
that'll really speak to who people are more than like anything else.
Yeah, straight up.
Yeah.
And that's like one of my main goals now is just helping out other people. It's like that's really where I want to like, I don't know, because it's like if I don't have any impact on the world, that's fine, but like did I help impact someone? Did I like help someone like be better, or did I like motivate them to make a change, or like whatever it is? And like I mean a lot of that I'll probably never like see, but it's
Exactly.
like I just want to be able to do my part in like making sure that everyone can do what they want to do, you know?
Everybody eats.
Yeah, exactly.
Everybody eats. Yeah, dude. And it's crazy too, because like even when I first kind of like found your stuff on like social media and stuff back when I was in Bozeman, like you were making playlists
Yeah.
of like Montana artists, you know, like top Montana artists that you
Yeah.
were like that you fucked with or that you really liked. And that's where I was like, okay, I can see eye to eye with this guy, because I feel the same way. Like
Right.
as far as like if I hear something and it's local, I'm like, bro, put this dude on, you
I
know,
know, yeah,
like
like-
that's just what it is. Like we're in that state of time where it's like the other locations, you know, the South, Atlanta, New York, Cali, LA, they all have had decades to curate their communities.
Yeah.
And we're still like up here in the North building ours, you
Yeah,
know,
exactly.
in Montana. So it's like, it wouldn't happen if people didn't go out of their way. And that's something that like, you don't have to do, but it's
Right.
like, that's what's important for like the evolution and the creation of something, and like
Yeah.
the foundation is like showing up, you know, like even when hip hop first started out, it was like a big old like backpack block party, you know,
Yeah.
and like people were just like, we're going to this, you know, and then it's just like the support that keeps things happening is like when people show up, you know,
Yeah.
when
And especially
people are
when there
doing
is
that.
like so much talent here. And it's just
There
like
is.
it like I don't know, like sometimes I'll hear like some of these guys' songs and it's just like if they were in a bigger market, then like they probably would blow up, because it's like some of these songs are like just like undeniably good. And it's like even if it's not like the style you usually listen to, I feel like you can hear it and you'll just be like, yeah, that kid's got something. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
know?
And half the time, bro, I'm telling you, half the time that I like will reach out and be like, yo, your stuff is dope. They're
Yeah.
like, yeah, it's all right. You know, they
I know.
don't even like know that they're that good.
I know, it's
in
why
a
they
way.
got like one track out. It's like, bro, you need to drop more of these. This is really solid, man.
It is.
And it's just
Yeah.
like, that's kind of how I've always, I don't know, I've never really been like naturally talented at like anything, really. And it's just like, my dad works like 80 hours a week. So it's like, it's just something I've always kind of seen, where it's like, I mean, and like my dad's like the smartest guy I know. So it's like, why is he the smartest guy I know? Because he puts in 80 hours a week. Yeah. So it's like, that's kind of just been my mindset forever. Is it's just like, if I could just do more, then even if I'm not going to be better than them, I can keep up with them.
Yeah.
And it's like, I mean, it's the same thing in music and basketball and like whatever. It's just like, if I just try a little bit harder, if I just put a little bit more time in, then I can be competitive at least.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even if I'm not like the most naturally talented guy.
No, for sure. And something my old basketball coach used to say when I played in high school was like, hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard.
Straight
and
up.
that's how it is. Like, you can be the most talented person, and if you don't even put like any work into it, you're gonna stay the same. You're gonna plateau. But if like you don't really have the talent or anything like that, but you're working every day, you're putting shots up, you're writing every day, you know, like you will rise, like regardless. And some people are naturally talented, and it's all in different stages, you know, though. It really comes in different stages. Like, I was listening to Big Crit the other day, and he's got this song with J. Cole called Prove It. And it's like Cole spits a verse where he's like, what if the songs you refuse to share are due to the fact that you're insecure? You could have helped somebody out there see the world like you see the world more clear.
Exactly.
When I heard that for the first time, I think I was like 19 years old. My homie, shout out the homie Austin, sent me that shit, and like, it totally changed my mindset, because like early on super insecure about releasing my music, even though people were like, dude, you make good stuff. You sound good on the track. Like, make more, release more, give people more. And like, I was like, nah, dude, like, people hate it, you know, like my family is like on my ass about it, but it's like, just, you know, it was due to the fact that I just didn't feel right about it. I was insecure about it. And then once I heard that song, totally changed everything. I was like, dude, fuck what people think, you know? Like, that's the vibe for 2025. I feel like it's just fuck what people think, bro. Like, just make what you want to make, and like, be proud of it.
The right people will be affected by it.
Yes, they will. It's like Last of the Nobody shit.
Yeah,
you know, like, not everyone might love Montana rap, but it is affecting the people who live here, the artists that live here. It's doing things that like are very important for the community. And like, I even like, when I listen to it, I'm just like, I know these people.
I know.
Like, this is a crazy thing. It's just like, it's so good. It's so like, it really inspirational.
Makes you feel like, like, just feel. In general. Just, it really causes emotion. I mean, just like the intro on it, it's just like, it gets me every time. I'm just like, this is crazy. This is crazy. This is like, people actually from here.
Too high.
Yeah, straight up. It's just like, he's spitting.
Yeah.
And that's like another thing that like helped me see that same mindset, where it's like, just kind of drop stuff. Is it's like, I would have like, people would come up to me and they're like, bro, like, this track is like super good.
Yeah.
And it's like a track I'd forgotten about, or like just a track that I'm like, damn, that track's kind of ass.
Yeah.
But like I remember this one guy, he come up to me and he's just like, yo, like, Warrior in the Garden, that one is like pure poetry, man. And I was like, that sounds kind of ass, but I appreciate that, bro. And it's like, it's because, I mean, it's based on a poem about like, you'd rather be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war, because it's like, at least you should know how to like get to that level. Yeah. But you should practice peace if you can. But it's like, if you've only practiced peace and then it gets to that level, what are you going to do? Yeah. And that's kind of just like, I was like, all right, I'm going to write a song about that.
That's dope.
But it's like, I mean, like, just a song I never really think about. And then that guy was just like, hey, shout out Tyler. Yeah. He's just like, hey, like, that's poetry, man. I was like, hey. All right, shit, I guess I should just keep dropping songs.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, and we don't even realize it sometimes, but that's like really like one thing, one word of encouragement or something like real or like very like convicting to us can really like change everything as artists, and like as people who are like not sensitive, but like sensitive to like creativity and stuff, and like can be easily inspired by things, you know?
Yeah, you just never know like what sentence or sentence fragment is gonna inspire someone.
Facts.
And it's like, I don't know, you could hear something 50 times and it doesn't really mean anything to you, but like once you're in that right headspace, you hear it and you're like, damn, I get that now. Yep. I really feel that now.
Yep, it starts making sense. Yeah, dude. No, that's facts. Well, speaking about like releasing things, what are you currently working on now, if anything? I know you are, but
Yeah, you know me.
What do we have coming down the pipeline? I mean, I know It's a Zoo.
It's a Zoo, March 31st.
March 31st coming out.
Yeah, that was a big undertaking. So I was kind of like, I've mostly been trying to focus on that, just get it out there.
Yeah. And what is it? We haven't even talked about it.
Yeah, I guess we haven't talked about it. It's just another Montana collaboration album. I mean, I've been working on it since like late 2023. So like right around a year and a half. And I mean, and it's funny because I just remember I was thinking one day, I was like, you know, why is there not like an album with just like a bunch of Montana artists? There's so many talented Montana artists. And then like a couple weeks later, Last of Nobodies gets announced. I was like, all right, shit. Well, I mean, at least I'm not the only one thinking about it.
Exactly. Yep.
And so I was just like, I don't know. And that like, I was like, oh, do I even need to make it then? And I was just like, yeah, like,
yes,
it doesn't hurt to have more stuff out there.
No, it doesn't.
Be like, this is from Montana.
Yeah.
And so it's like, you know, that was really the goal, is just like getting people working together, people on the same page, just like, even if not everyone's like great friends, like at least friendly.
Yeah.
And like acquaintances, and you never know, like I don't know, like two of the people on like It's a Zoo or Last of Nobodies, they might be like, hey man, like I didn't know, but you're like super dope, and then they go make something.
Yep.
And it's just more great stuff from Montana. So it's like,
yeah,
you know, just spreading the word. Really.
Yeah. And that's what it was. Yeah. When like I heard that you were doing it and you like hit me up about it, I was like, bro, yes, this is what like I've been waiting for a long time, because I felt super secluded in Bozeman. I knew of artists, but I was like, there's no way for me to like get in with these people because they're obviously 10 times like they have this following. They've been doing the steps, they've been performing, they've been doing music videos. Like how the hell am I supposed to like work with these people when they've already been so established for years?
Yeah, and it was already kind of like a tight-knit community, and it's just like, oh, like I don't know if there's like room for me, but it's like, I mean, there always is. Like
there is.
And you know, it was kind of just like, it's almost like the same thing as like the first Stay Ugly album, because it's like that was like 7 people on an album, and then like I don't know, that was kind of my mindset, is it's like we don't like, it doesn't have to be a group, like it doesn't have, not everyone has to be Stay Ugly, like if we just do just Montana artists or like whatever. And like I work with that one guy, Sunrise with a Ghost, shout out.
Yeah.
And like that's like, we've done 2 collaboration albums now, where it's just like, and those are just like random people across the country,
and they're both great.
Yeah,
they're both great.
Yeah, they both were a lot of fun, and it's like, it's just so cool to see just different creative minds, and like, because it's like someone might throw something on a beat, and it's like, oh, I would have never thought to attack it like that.
Yeah, dude.
And it's like, it's cool. It's refreshing to see. It makes you feel more inspired and like ready to be creative, because it's like, oh, I don't have to like stick in my own box. Like, I can push the bounds here too.
Exactly. Yeah, because you're not tied to anything already.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you don't have to. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So It's a Zoo.
It's a Zoo.
What else do we have?
Mainly, me and Tommy are trying to do more music videos this year. That's our main goal.
Sweet.
But we also got a little Stay Ugly tape, couple ugly motherfuckers. That was in the works.
Okay.
And then my next solo project's gonna be called Buy Local. I haven't really done it too much on that one yet, just because I was trying to finish up other works. But
yeah,
that's kind of what I'm gonna start delving into.
That's exciting.
I'm excited about it.
Yeah.
You know, I'll probably use some of your beats.
Hey.
I just got a couple beats from Signal.
Fire.
Shout out.
Yes, shout out Signal.
And, you know, I was going to try and get some beats from Mello, too.
Yeah, dog. Mello beats
Hell
are unreal. Unmatched, bro.
For real.
Like, bro is just so talented, and
Puts the work in.
He does.
Yeah.
100%. He does. And it's, it's like a pleasure to know him, because he's so, like, he's kind.
Yeah.
He's just a kind
He's just a chill dude to be around.
He's a kind human being who, like, just makes dope ass, like, smooth beats. I love it.
Super smooth.
So smooth. Shit, is there anything else you want to let the people know about Apex God? Is there anything else you want to really like let out, get off your chest, inspiration, you know?
I'll just say like, it's been really fun just expanding the Stay Ugly thing and just like seeing a lot more people really get into it and like understand it.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's almost like Stay Ugly is kind of just like The Voice almost, where it's like they want to keep the looks out of it and all that. And like, I mean, that's one reason that like MF Doom is my favorite rapper.
Exactly.
And it's like, cause it's like, it doesn't matter who it is. It's just the mask. And it's like, I don't know, it doesn't matter who you are or what you look like or like whatever it is. We all got beauty in us. And it's like, we should all just embrace it. And that'll make the world a better place.
Damn right, bro. I appreciate you for
coming
you, through, bro. I appreciate it so much.
This was fun, man.
Yeah, dude. It's been
I've never done a podcast before.
Hey, fire, dude.
Hey.
That's what I'm like trying to do, is just to like highlight people who like I think are a part of the community that should be heard.
That.
Their story should be heard, and like, because we each, as you said, we each have that beauty within us. And like a lot of the time we just hear the music, but we don't get to hear like who people are and like what their thought process is and like their mindsets. And I think that would be like an important thing to highlight, in our community.
Yeah. And that's like one reason I've kind of been just like, instead of just like the performance videos on Instagram, I've been trying to like just talk more.
Yeah.
And like,
which have been dope.
I appreciate that.
Yeah,
I mean, like, and especially when I first started doing it, it's just like, it feels so unnatural.
It does.
And it's just like, I don't think people like think it's unnatural when I post it. Like, it's just like, they're just like, oh, he makes this content.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, that's like another new thing I'm trying to do is I want to make more like long form YouTube videos. Like I'm trying to, I'm like doing a little like challenge video right now, putting it together, trying to like amass 100,000 organic streams in a month.
Yes,
which we're not even close to. But I mean, it's the challenge. That's the point, not the goal. So
yeah, that's for sure.
Just trying new things and seeing where it'll take me.
Yeah, that's great, man. Hell yeah. Well, I appreciate you hopping on the podcast, coming through. It's been dope.
I appreciate you having me,
chatting.
man. It's been sick.
Of course. Yeah, man. Well, thank you for listening. And as always, have a blessed day, week, month, year. It's all love. Peace.
Stay ugly, guys. Peace out.
Yeah. Play the game, now I'd rather make the rules. Quite a range, I see you only play the fool. Capable of a change, now you ain't though. Cable full of these lames, get a second take, yo. Lay low, but they was never Dre's, bro. Smoking chronic, yet ain't talk to no labels. They all in my Correos, I ain't never gonna respond. They all the taste of Fago, I'm down Julio with lime. Judy in a prime, everybody tuning in the rude hooligan with that ugly type of grin. I typed this in and then recorded quick and spin. You know what's funny? This God as a pseudonym. They could never fill the Timbs that I never ever wore. Man, you can always have the ball, you still ain't never gonna score. They lost the battle, and then they lost the war. Apex, that lousy asshole, they all hope we'll hit the morgue. Look how they floored. As I step and grab a mic, this a night of living ugly, nothing gonna sound right. When you hear that other shit, you gon' think back to this sound bite. I'm a man, I'm a guy, I'm just a rapper with a crown. Like, what they really gonna do? I used to be the lonely guy, now I'm a villain with a crew. What it do, lames? Nothing in this world new, I don't accrue fame. I just up my revenue, so I don't play the game, now I'd rather make the rules. Quite a range, I see you only play the fool. Capable of a change, now you ain't though. Cable full of these lames, get a second check, yo. Lay low, but they was never Dre's, bro. Smoking chronic, yet ain't talk to no labels. They all in my Correos, I ain't ever gonna respond. They all the taste of Fago, I'm down Julio with lime.